My fellow traders, what's happening? What day is it, guys? It's hump day. Yeah, another hump day down. Halfway through the week. Seems like it moved pretty quickly. This year is starting off, even though the market's been a little slow on the first couple of days of the week, it seems like it's just kind of pushed through pretty quickly. But let's take a look at what happened today, though. The market just got pulled pretty good. The last couple of days, we were talking about it running into this ascending resistance and then possibly pulling back. Yesterday, it ran into it. It pulled back. But what kind of gave us some pause was that it closed back above the 5-day moving average. And the 5-day moving average is like the most aggressive of all the moving averages on the daily chart. So by it reclaiming the 5, it kind of gave me the impression that the bulls had seized control and we probably won't go down anymore. But like I said in yesterday's recap, we needed to wait until the morning to kind of see where this thing ended up. And we opened this morning practically right where we closed, and we picked up right where we left off about 2:30, 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and just practically sold off all day. We did get a little bit of volatility pick up around 2 o'clock. That's when we started to see the heaviest selling after the morning, when the minutes were read from the Fed meeting, which makes absolutely no sense to me because we already knew what happened in that meeting. So, I don't know. This is hard to make sense of anything anymore. But we pulled back right to the 20-day moving average. Whether we get through this today or it holds up and closes on the 20, that remains to be seen. We've got about 15 more minutes left before market close. And sometimes we will see this sell off and could potentially sell down to the 50 during aftermarket hours and overnight. But, we'll see. If we hold the 20 and we open tomorrow above it, I think we may be making a move back up. But if we open gapped under the 20, we'll probably see the 50 get tested and quite potentially the bottom of this channel. If you extend this all the way back, you can see we've been inside this channel. You could extend this. We've been inside this channel for almost a year now, maybe over a year. And it's just been grinding its way up, pulling back. And, right now we set a new bottom and we've hit it a couple times. There's a possibility we can pull back and hit this again and then rock it back up toward 500. That's not out of the possibility. But it just really makes it interesting. I just spent a little bit of time on this because it really makes this interesting to see how this thing is going to move and then how it actually gives us some trading opportunities. So let's take a look at our day today. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Got to make this bigger for you so we can see it. So you'll be able to get all the executions in place. So here was BA. This was my first trade of the day. This was an opening range breakout right here. And let's get this straight. We had problems this morning, so I had to reset. So I don't have the levels marked like I had this morning on this. But here was the opening range. This was the entry. It pushed up a little bit, and then it wiped out. So I had to bail out, hit my max loss. You can see it did try to push up. We really didn't get the moves I was looking for out of this. But this was just a failed trade. Now, I didn't do anything wrong. There was nothing that I executed, nothing that I missed. This was just one of these failed opening range breakouts. And we see this more often when we don't have really solid catalysts. I mean, this did have a small catalyst, but it didn't have earnings. It wasn't an analyst upgrade or downgrade. So when we don't see really strong catalysts, we tend to get moves like this, a lot. So it makes this strategy a little bit less accurate. But that was BA. NVDA was the first trade out of the gate. And you can see this was an aggressive entry. I took the break of the pre-market low, which is what you see here. I got to remark it because, again, most of my lines disappeared when I had to reset this morning. Break of the opening range low. And, I got in, hit the first target. It got bought back up, had to stop out at break even. We reversed, ran up, red to green, got rejected here, pulled back, was able to get in again. Now normally
S&P futures
hold on.
4,700 mark now at 47.05.
Let me turn my man off here. Sorry, Charlie. Maybe tomorrow. I normally wait for the confirmation here, meaning I wait for a level to close below this level. A candle to close below this opening range low. And then I wait for the next candle to make a new low, and that triggers an entry. Well, we were dealing with the chat room. We had some issues with it, and a lot of stuff was going on. I was having to restart and start my computer, so I didn't want to miss this trade. So I went ahead and got in and gave myself enough room to let this kind of work. I knew we were, as long as we kind of held this trend and we were under all of this resistance, I knew we had a shot. So here, the pre-market low was kind of the line in the sand for me. I knew if we lost this, it was going to be a dead trade, but we rejected off of this and kept coming. Finally hit my first target, came down, second target, third target. My final target was 280. So you want to know how I get my final targets. What I like to do, and that's why I have this flow algo. This helps me figure out how far the big money is thinking this thing is going to go today. So earlier today, all of this came later on this afternoon. So when I was in this trade earlier, look at all of these, the 280s for Friday, expiration Friday. I don't know, this might have been a hedge. We were going the wrong way for somebody to be buying 300 calls. But 280, 280, 280. So for me, 280 was the ideal final target. But then once the news started coming out, here's a 270. Somebody jumped to 270, but this is next Friday. Another 270 for next Friday. And somebody went to 295 for Friday, 275 for Friday. But you saw where the 280s were. And that's where big money was coming in at the time. And so 280 was going to be my final target. Here was a daily level here, 280.38. But I put it at 280. It missed it by a few cents. So I ended up bailing out here a little bit early. But because we got these 270 puts coming in, 275s, I left a little bit on. And I probably should have left it at 275, but I put it at 278 and ended up getting, the order did get hit. It did dip down close to 275, but I got the meter to move. And this gave me a really good idea. And yesterday, or when was it? Monday, I kind of went over it too. You know, how this helps me find my final targets. But we are doing a webinar on option flow scanners next week for the elite members. I think next Tuesday. And I'll go over this whole flow algo and how I use it. I don't trade options, but I do use an option scanner to help let me know where big money is placing their bets. Because wherever big money goes, that's where you're going to find me. Where the money goes, it flows. Next trade was PayPal. PYPL. This was another really crazy trade here. Here, I bought this over the 200. I started a position, then added, or I got in. I know what happened. I actually got in too late. I don't know what happened, but I was trying to get I was trying to get an order to have it set, and I think I put in the wrong price or whatever. But that's what happened. I bought it up here first. Then when we pulled back, I added to it. And then I got my first target up here and had to take it off at break even. You can see it never really came back. The market started getting weak, and you could see the momentum kind of started to go away. And it was time to get out. So that was PayPal. So I think that was, no, SE. SE. This is the one that we traded some yesterday, and I had an overnight trade, a swing trade on this. Actually worked out really good. We made some decent money on it. That goes with the swing trade. So day trading, we waited until it broke the opening range low. Here's the candle that closed below this. Then as soon as we made a new low, I got in, and I saw something I did not like in the price action. This thing started, it just started looking wicked. The spread started going haywire, so I bailed out of this. And you can see it did bounce up. And then I waited. I got back in once we broke this. Because once I saw that we rejected up here, I felt safe getting in. So I got in, and we just started taking profits. Final target here, again, was 180. And you can see we hit 180, and then we started to bounce here. So, knowing where big money is placing their bets is going to help. It helps guide me in knowing and having confidence in holding these stocks and getting the maximum amount out of the trade. That's what this is all about, is getting the maximum amount of profit and, letting the market do the work. We just get in and we let the market do the work. So that was my day today. That's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys had a great hump day. And don't forget tomorrow, if you're in the community, we have our Thursday afternoon webinars at 4:30. I'm going over all my strategies and my what did we talk about last week? My mind's going blank here. My risk management strategies, everything we're covering in, trying to build your foundation and get you to profitability. So if you're in, check it out tomorrow. If not, we'll have it on video for you so you can see it. So have a great evening. Stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow.